Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura is a Tetris game with a little bit of a twist. This is a guide on how to play the game and how to speedrun, along with a couple of tips on how to improve your speedrun. Hope it helps. So you first booted up the game and you get the first title screen here. And what we have to do is select the first option. The rest of them, I'm not sure what they mean, but the top option is where we have to go. In this title screen, we only see this once in the run. We'll do a slightly different way to start up the game, and which I'll explain a bit later on. So here is the next menu. The top option is New Game. The second option, Continue. We want to select the top option. We want to select New Game. The first option is Easy, and the second option is Normal. This is an important one because it's where you start your splits in the next screen here. So when you hit circle on either easy or normal, you should start your splits. If you are running on an emulator, there is an auto start and auto splitter available. If you right click on live splits and select edit splits, set up the game name with Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura Eternal Heart, and an auto start and auto splitter by Elliot Onetia should load up and should be automatic for you. You can go into the settings, you can turn it on for start and splits, and that should be you. Good to go. So the other thing I want to talk about are the controls for this game. Circle is your main action button and X is to back out. So in here I'm on the level select here, pressing X. You can see at the bottom of the screen there that you've got circle and X. Circle is the action button, X is to back out. So I'm just going to launch into one of these levels just now and I will explain the menu system to you. So when you hit the start button, there's also other options in here. The first one is to resume again, to unpause. The second one is to restart the level with the same pieces you have. So you can see here that I've got this blue piece, red line and a T. And if I reset again, I'll have the exact same pieces again, blue, red and a T. The third option is to reset the level with new pieces, so they'll be different from what we've just had. So yep, straight away starting off with a T, and then if I were to do it again, the second option, you can see is restarting again with the same pieces. The fourth option here is to return to the level select. The fifth option is return to title. This is one you want to avoid. You don't want to return to the title because it's slower. If you ever want to reset the level, if you want to try speedrun again, you pick the fourth option and back out a couple of times. But if you accidentally click on this one, this is what it means. Return to title. This is an option that I am not aware of what it does. It changes something to do with the drops. So when you click on this, you can see that the bottom changes. The one below it, this TLS. When you change it back, it doesn't change that bottom one. So sometimes the level can just look weird. It's not playing, the controls aren't quite right. Go down and change this and it will change that top one for you. So this bottom one, whatever this TLS does, changes this back to what you actually want during the run. This one, again, no idea what these bottom three really do, but this is you kind of want to leave these here by default. The next thing to talk about is the buttons for the game. I've already talked about circle being the main action button. So we use circle to get into this level here. Square rotates anti-clockwise, as does circle. Triangle rotates clockwise, the same with X. If you ever want to rotate 90 or 270, you should either roll clockwise or anti-clockwise. You can also double tap and that rolls at 180, but a quicker way is to roll between the both buttons, between either square and circle or triangle and X. you can see that it's just a lot faster to rotate with the rolling of both keys. Up is the sonic drop to drop the piece down instantly. You can also press down to make the piece go down faster than normal, but not as fast as the sonic drop. And the next bit of tech that will show is the sonic drop plus the down press, and that gets the piece to spawn in faster. So we now know the menus, the buttons, the controls for the game. How do you actually play the game? What we have to do is, if you see the middle board, there is several gems, all of a different colour. Those colours are represented on the left hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear 4 of these gems at the top, and you'll see 4 of the squares on the left hand side disappear. There's now only 3 colours left, and if I fill this in at the right, those last final gems will disappear. That is the goal for Tetris. You want to clear all of the gems on the screen to progress to the next level. As you can see, this other level here, the second level, is exactly the same, where we have the several gems that we have to clear in order to complete, in order to reveal the card behind these coloured blocks. Each level does have a little bit of variety when the gems disappear. Typically, each level is about a minute to 50 seconds for gems to start disappearing. What we'll do is we'll show you here what happens when a gem disappears and how to get the gems to come back again. As you can see, the 2 gems at the bottom, the orange and the yellow, disappeared. So now if I could complete this level, that's it, level done. All the gems have disappeared. No, I'm afraid not. What we have to do is look at the left hand side. We've still got a yellow and an orange to clear. So we have to try and solve all of the gems. We need to clear all of the gems. And that colour is representing the piece. So you've got the orange gem on the orange L. So it's important here. I was about to place that down there, but I have to clear, have to make a line here. If I place that down, I will not be able to complete a line there because I've got a little hole. So I'm going to place it up this direction so that it's a lot easier for me to clear that line. And that's it, the orange has disappeared, and the only one remaining is the yellow. So now I'm throwing down a couple of more pieces, and there we have it. Yellow square has now got the yellow gem, and now to finish the level we get rid of that gem. Sonic drop, you'll know from Tetris. To do the sonic drop, you press the up key. On the bottom screen here, we're doing the up key and pressing down when it lands, and it allows the next piece to spawn faster. On the top, we do the sonic with no down press, and you'll see that you just save so much more time doing both. So it's always recommended to make sure that you do the sonic drop with down press every single piece. It will make so much time across the whole game. What I'll do is I'll show you the running from the bottom screen, a normal bit up, and the top one is a bit of a manipulation that we do, and you can see that the top one loads so much faster. And it's simply because you're starting from that main menu at the bottom that causes that load. And you can see there is about a 1.5 second time save by doing that intro load skip. Here's how you do it. First off, you start off on the title launch screen, and you have to witness the introduction cutscene at least once. So we start the game, select new game from this menu here, and either easy or normal, whichever category you're running. This is the level select menu. This is where you have to back out from. but we have to watch the intro cutscene at least once. The main goal is for us to get back to level select. We can do that one of two ways. First off, you could just complete the level, that'll take us to the level select, and you can back out from there. Or you can pause the game, and it'll be option number 4 for you to go back to level select. So now that we've done this level here, this will take us back to the level select. We just have to watch this animation and hit continue on the next screen. So say you completed the level, but you're just not happy with the run, you decide you want to reset. Don't turn off the game, don't exit too far out, hit continue, and then press X from this level select. And then it will be new game or continue, back out one more time, and go up to new game. Select new game, and then easy or normal, whichever category. And that is you. You have now, next time you launch here, this cutscene will be 1.5 seconds shorter. Let's say though that you're in the middle of the level, you're buried, you're stuck, you don't want to complete the level. You can back out from the main menu here. You pause, and it's option number 4. That is level select. So when you hit that, it'll bring you back here, and you do the exact same thing you've done before. So it's X, and then X again, and then up to new game. And that's us. That is the intro load skip. If you ever go back to the title screen, that's fine. Just launch the game again. I would recommend doing the run normally, even though you're losing 1.5 seconds and the introduction. It's not massive if you're still early to it. If you're very competitive, you have to do it every run, but in the beginning, it's easy to ignore it, but worthwhile knowing about. What I would like to show you here is the power of the horizontal line. It's often used to get Tetris to clear 4 lines in a row, and we do it a bit differently here because it's not a goal to get Tetris, it's the goal to get rid of the gems. So what I'll do here is showing several examples of just how efficient you can be when you place the line horizontally. It's not useful every time, but in this level in particular, you can see how powerful that horizontal line can be. Now I'll show you an example of what you can do, what will happen if you become overly reliant on the horizontal straight line. Sometimes it's an appropriate time, and most often you do want to place it horizontally, but you don't want to set it up so that you are depending on a vertical line. And I'll explain that. When you try and clear the level, you could end up having a space where only 3 can fit in, and it doesn't quite feel tidy. You can see here, I'm just now throwing down pieces because the only thing I need is a line to clear that level. So I'll show it again and how to do it correctly this time, and we are just cleaning up the space. We're using lots of horizontals, and just that final piece, I place it vertically, and that's how you do it. It's just placing a lot of horizontals and placing the verticals only to prevent having to rely on a straight piece the next time. Another level to use horizontal lines on is wood. I'll demonstrate it for you. And just get the perfect RNG for that first demonstration there. What I'll do is I'll restart the level a couple of times, just so you can witness that level, hopefully with a bit more difficulty this time. Only one horizontal line in that one. Let's show another example. That's a good example there of using a mixture of both horizontal lines and straight lines. Perfect RNG for that one. You can see just how useful that horizontal line can be, and use a mixture of it. Use it more often. Try to think more often of placing the horizontal straight line than you do the vertical, and you'll notice a good elevation in your gameplay. Okay, so the next thing to talk about is sliding. I'm not exactly sure of the exact Tetris terminology for this, but when you do the Sonic drop, there is still a little bit of movement that you have. Water 8 is the perfect level to demonstrate this sliding tech. So it's when you do the Sonic drop, you can still move the piece around a little bit. So I'll just demonstrate here. This isn't exactly the great pieces to show it with. But you see here with the orange, when I pace this down, you can see that when I do the Sonic drop, it will go down instantly, and there's still a little bit of movement in that piece after I've done the Sonic drop. I'll demonstrate it even better here, where you can see you've got that movement every time you do that Sonic drop. And you can get to the stage where if you do it fast enough, you can see you can actually staircase it all the way down to the bottom. You can clear this level in 3 pieces. I can make it easier for you. Rather than doing that up, left, if you just hold both up and left at the same time, it'll do all of the work for you. It will slide all the way down the steps. You try to use this as much as possible on every level. There is some levels where it is uniquely needed. Watery here is one of them, and then another one called Glow. And you can see we've got the exact same thing, the exact same tech, where you can slide the piece down, and it just makes the whole level easier to solve. You don't have to worry about that piece in the bottom. If you wait too long, the pieces will start to disappear. You have to wait for them to come back. This just makes the whole game easier if you can just slide them and clear the pieces faster. What I've done here now, I'm going to just select a random level. This one's called Erase, where the pieces disappear a little bit faster. And I'm just going to show you, like, we use this tech all the time. I can see that T-piece will fit in there at the left or the right, and I will just slide it down. So I'm holding up right, holding up left, and you can see that the piece just slides into place. And I'm doing that as often as I can from the very top. If I can rotate the piece around and I'll know where it fits in, I'll slide the piece down. And once you get really, really good at this at a very top level, you are doing this on every single level. It's important to make sure that you kind of know where the cascade is going to go. Like with this one, if I go down right, it's not going to fill in the hole down there. There's a gap. It's all about just having the knowledge of where the piece will fit in after it slides all the way down. And you can get, like I say, you can get really fast at it once you understand exactly where the pieces go. And yeah, it's very, very powerful tech that everyone should get used to. And just to finalise what exactly we went over today. So we went over the beginning menus, where you start your splits, setting up AutoSplitter. We've also got the in-game pause menu, where you can resume, reset with new PCs, reset with the same PCs, level select, along with the controls for the game, rotating the PCs, square and circle, triangle and X, rotating them different directions. Where you can roll the buttons as well, square and circle to rotate the 180, faster than double tapping any of the buttons. We've got the Sonic drop by pressing up. We've got the down press to make the piece go down faster, not as fast as the Sonic drop, but faster than letting it fall itself. And also how to play the game. The objective of the game is to clear all 7 gems in each level, and it's important to note that all the gems might not be showing on the screen at once. Keeping an eye on the left hand side will show you which colour is missing. The gem colour is linked to the piece colour, so a blue T will be a blue gem. I've also talked about Sonic drops and the down press. So the Sonic drop, the up button, and then the down key, pressing down afterwards. Because the Sonic drop gives you a little bit of movement afterwards, and pressing the down key forces the piece down and lets the next piece spawn in faster. You should be doing this with every single piece. Always be pressing down to get the next piece to spawn faster. there is the intro load skip. What you do when you first put up in the game, you watch the first introduction cutscene, and then you can back out to the level select, go back up to new game, and then start your run. And the next time you see that intro cutscene, it will be a 1.5 seconds faster. Don't do it every time. If you have the option, try go back to level select and start your resets that way, rather than going back to the title screen. We've also got the horizontal line, a bit of useful tech, because the objective of the game is to clear the gems, it's not to get Tetris. So having the line horizontal is much more powerful than having it vertical and getting Tetris. So keep that in mind, keep practicing it, and you'll notice how useful it is to place the line horizontally. And finally, we had sliding, where it's using the sonic drop with either left and right, holding up in either left and right to slide the pieces down the steps. And once you get an idea of exactly where the piece will land, you're more or less doing it as often as possible, and it will just elevate your speedrun. Takes a practice to know where it will drop, but it's really important just to keep that in mind when you're learning that up and either left and right to slide the pieces along. Very useful and required in both watery and glow. And finally, just a couple of special thanks to a couple of people. It's a great speedrun Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura. I strongly recommend you give it a go. I'd like to thank Ham Fruitcake for introducing us all to it. She decided that she wanted to play Tetris, started looking up some Tetris games and came across this one, and it turned out to be an absolute cracking speedrun. So thanks, Hammy, for introducing us all to it. Also like a big thanks to Elliot as well. He got in his coding brain and started making an AutoSplitter for it, and it works out great. It just meant it was so easy for us all to compare our times, and yeah, phenomenal work, Elliot. Thank you very much. And also to absolute competitive gurus at this, in the very, very early one, Dommy was really pushing it. Yeah, he was really putting his real tough effort and pushing us much higher in skill level in this game. So thanks, Dommy. And also to the current world record holder, Truly Feels Bad Man. He has elevated it up massively. I've learned a lot from just watching his runs, even though he picked it up a lot later than the rest of us. He has ascended up to a different level. So thanks, Truly, for letting us making a step up our game. Hope you enjoyed the speedrun. I hope you give it a go and submit a run if you do. And thanks again for watching this speedrun tutorial for Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura. If you want to find any more content from myself, you'll usually find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/McSwirls90, and you can also check me out on speedrun.com McSwirls. I have been doing quite a couple of runs in the past, this one included. I've also done Mickey's Playtown Adventure, some Claire Obscure, some Pokemon Red. But right now on Twitch TV, you'll be able to watch me do some Final Fantasy X cutscene remover, as well as some Final Fantasy VIII $%. Let me know if you've seen the video. I very much appreciate any feedback. And yeah, enjoy your day. Thank you very much.